Hi, my name is Arnolds and I'm a host of the Impact Power podcast. In this episode, I think it's going to be something new, something I've never done, something I never shared, and something I don't share. I keep it low key. So, when I saved the podcast in my computer, I wrote Chosen Path, and it kind of suits this podcast. So I don't have a script, but I want to share this idea, not only for you to listen, but also for myself. Because right now I live this through and I can recall from my memory the best I will. Because when we grow, when we experience more time in our lives, we tend to remember not what we actually experienced, but we change our experiences. And there was a cool video about 9/11 when people thought they saw things, but they didn't. And there is actually proof. They said it was blue sky, there were no clouds, but there was clouds, and the video approves it. So we change our memories based on the time we live. So this is podcast for myself, just to express myself and tell the truth to myself, because right now I can remember what I've been through, the most recent, and recall with the best accuracy that I can possibly do that right now. So this is a video for myself to the future. And if you like to listen, like to contribute here, I am super grateful for you. Namaste. Do you know what that word means? I recently learned from Ryan Holiday. It's I bow to the divine inside you. And it blew my mind. It was like, wow. Because we all come from the same source. We all have the same consciousness inside us. And namaste, I bow to that higher consciousness within you. It's so amazing. It's so, wow, it amazes me. I love it so much. I bow to the divine inside you. It's so amazing, so true. And in this podcast, I'm gonna go deeper into that because I sincerely do believe that we have a divine power within each of us that is here before we are born. Like the energy law, like nothing can be created or destroyed. The energy doesn't disappear. So who we are, this is just a physical body. It just grows old, it dies. But who is experiencing this physical body? I sincerely do believe that before we are born, we are somewhere. We are something before we are born. Before we go and experience this physical body, we are somewhere, someplace, someone. Before our lives, we have this trauma, this, I love the spiritual teachings of Kabbalah. And in Kabbalah, the word is tikkun. Tikkun is like a spiritual baggage. And so before our lives, we have this spiritual baggage that we want to resolve. So imagine this is a darkness, and we want the darkness to turn into light. So how do we do that? We experience this life. We put ourselves into the situations where we will be triggered, where this tikkun, the spiritual baggage, will be on the surface. So we will see, and then we can transform it. Is it the limiting belief of I am not good enough? Because that is truly a bullshit limiting belief. Because you are good enough. And I don't even know you, but I know that you are good enough. Doesn't matter where you are, what you do, who you are. I know that. So before we get to live, we have, I don't feel good enough. I am not worthy. I need to prove myself to receive love. And all those struggles and pains that I experienced during the life. And I want to share this big belief that I transformed in 1 year. And it blew my mind. It still blows my mind. That's why I want to share with you and share with myself in the future, and possibly my kids and my family, and to lead this. So my belief, my tikkun, my spiritual baggage that I came here to live, to transform, is I need to achieve something to receive love. That's only one thing that I came here to do, to transform this limiting belief. How this all happened? I sincerely do that we choose our parents before we are born. Like when our parents meet in the physical world and we are not born yet, they meet, we as a soul, as an energy, we just fly in the sky and we look down the earth and think and want to predict where is the best position for me that I can transform my tikkun. Which parents I'm going to choose to be born in that family, which will be perfect for me, so I can transform the darkness into light. And I chose my parents. My tikkun that my life showed me. Life's a beautiful teacher, by the way. It shows you exactly what you need. You don't need social media to show you that. Life. Being in silence. Experiencing who you are. So if I need to transform this darkness, which is I need to prove myself for love. And everyone knows, love isn't something you give because of achievement, right? Love, the true love, is acceptance and giving without wanting to receive back. There was this song, Dermot Kennedy, what a beautiful feeling to love and get no love in return. You don't love because you want something in return. You love because that's your natural state, and the whole mission, the whole purpose of life is to go back to that natural state, which is ultimate love. Love is giving force, not even desire to receive back. So I came here, I was flying on the sky, and I was looking at which parents would suit me the best. And I want to ask you a question. Which parent is the best? The parents, which dad, to be more specific, which dad is the best? One who is not present, who's emotionally distant. Second, dad who's always there. You might think that, the second dad is better. No, that's not the case. The best dad is the one you have. Because you choose your dad for you, so you can transform the darkness within you to the light. And the dad you have is the best dad that you can possibly have. If he's emotionally unavailable, it's the best dad you have. If he's always present, he's the best one for you. I chose my parents, my dad, to give love, say those words, I love you, son, when I achieve something. I chose my path for high achievements. In my biggest achievements was basketball. I played in 3 national teams of Latvia in under 16, under 18, and under 20. I traveled to USA to play basketball there and got scholarships from NCAA first division universities. University of Maine, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. And I remember under 18 championship, we had a championship in Greece, and my parents are super supportive. They missed a couple of games of my career of 19 years of playing. They were always there. At the same time, when I was playing basketball in Greece, Crete, under 18 championship, my dad came to see me play. And he went to my hotel and we met. And we talked, and he was like my biggest motivator. When I played bad, he told me straight in the eyes, "Hey son, you played bad. You were sitting in the corner. Go and grab the ball and make the shot and score. If you don't shoot, you can't score." And he gave me such a big pep talks that on the next games, I was like, yes, I'm going to go and grab the ball and I'm going to score. That's why I was one of the best in Latvia a couple of years back. So in this championship, he came to visit me. We talked, and then he said, "Arnolds, I love you. I'm so proud of you." And I was like, a thought came up in me, like, "Dad, why are you telling me this now when I achieve something?" I didn't understand that when I was 18. I do make sense right now. Back then, it was like, yeah, thanks for saying that. I love you too. So years later, I realized I put myself into the life that I will achieve something big and my parents are going to love me. So I will see that my perception of love is I achieve something to receive love back. But that's not what true love is. So you might be thinking, why are you telling me this? I am going to the biggest shift of my life that I have experienced in the past years. And the transforming the darkness is like we each have a room inside of us that are just dark, and we have a lighter. And if we put the lighter on one place, we can see the dust there, right? And we clean it. But then we raise the lighter and we can see more dust. And that's exactly how the journey goes. Like when you fix one thing, when you resolve one trauma from you, the next trauma appears. And we only experience the pain and challenges that are as big as we can take on. And if you're experiencing huge trauma, huge pain, huge loss, it means that you're super powerful. That you right now have the strength to actually transform the pain. Me too. The challenges I am experiencing right now, my version of myself 5 years ago would just be more depressed than I ever was. I grew into the person who can take more challenges, and the same goes for you. And when you resolve one challenge, you can go and resolve another, and the bigger and bigger. And I love my mentor, Rob Dial. He says about the way he grows his business. Right now, he's doing a couple million a year, and he said like this version of himself, like the version of himself 5 years ago, couldn't do the business that he's doing. So we need to aim just for this challenge that we have right now. We resolve this, we grow into the person that can resolve more challenges, more pains, and grow. And in 5 years, we will be a different person that can achieve even bigger things than we can achieve right now. So we are getting there. And I'm just really lengthening this intro because I have told this only for a couple people. And I didn't want to share with my family. I didn't want to share with anyone, not with social media. Like, this shit is personal. Personal. I don't want to talk about this with a lot of people. I want to keep this to myself. So I purposely extended this intro so I can so the only real ones stay, the interested ones stay, because it will be super powerful, and like, it blows my mind. So we are getting there. I promise. So last year I was doing my 6th year of medicine doctor studies. So 6th year is the last one. 6th year consists of a couple of courses, couple of internships. I had in hematology, in surgery, neurosurgery, in psychiatry. And that year, last year, when I was doing the internships, people asked me, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "I don't want to be a doctor." Like, they asked me, "What kind of doctor you want to be? What are you studying?" I'm studying the general medicine, so I'm going to be a doctor. And they said, "Okay, what do you want to be? Like a gynecologist, like orthopedics, or psychiatrist, or family doctor? What kind of doctor you want to be?" And I said, "I don't want to be a doctor, to be honest." At that time, I was building my coaching business. I was making my first success there. So I knew a path that I'm going to take, like this path, that I feel passionate and I love it. And they said, "Why are you studying then?" 6 years studying. I have to do the last year. I want to just achieve it. And I told everyone, what is the point of digging the wrong hole deeper? It won't make a difference. You have to dig another hole, which is the right one. And a lot of people do dig the wrong hole deeper, expecting that it will turn out to be the right one. And it's not only about the career, it could be in the relationship too. Like, you are in the wrong relationship and you keep lying to yourself that this relationship can actually work out. But we are afraid to make changes. We are afraid to admit to ourselves that this is wrong. We rather lie to ourselves. We'd rather convince ourselves, no, I like it. And career too. Like, so many people have convinced themselves that they like what they do. At the same time, if they get free time, they're just, I don't want to work. Like, in my free time, I do extra work because I'm passionate about it. Because every time I do work, I get better, and I love how I get better. Because my work requires me to become better, and becoming better fulfills my purpose. And when I become better, I can give better version of me to you, which is my ultimate mission, which I do believe is one of the core human desires, to help other people, to be of use, to give, and back again to the love, unconditional love, which is the giving force, which we all, the eternal. Namaste. So, last year, the last exam was coming closer and closer, and I had to do a big, like, scientific paper, and I did that well, and I presented it, and I was really putting in a lot of effort. I went to library to study for exam. I did put a lot of energy and effort in to pass that exam. So the exam consists of two parts, like the theory, which they give us 5 questions we need to write. And then if we pass, we go on to the hospital, where we need to see a patient, we need to talk to the patient, and then we need to do diagnosis, we need to do the treatment, the examination, everything. And then we need to present that patient to doctors. So last year, I did pass the theory, and then I went on to the see the patient. And the day was, I go to the hospital. We sit in this big hall, the big room, and then we pick our tickets, which are like this big, just ticket with place we need to go to see the patient and the patient's name. And I picked mine, and I was like, okay, this patient, cool. We went, and the doctor helped me get to find the patient, and I saw him, and he was a drunk. He got to the hospital with around 3 miles, like heavy drinking. He had his arms tied to his bed, and his only concern was the hands tied to his bed. Nothing else. He had a huge medical history with heart problems, with kidney and liver problems, and he didn't give me anything. And I was like, okay. And at that point, I was like, I am not going to cheat. I don't want to cheat. I'm going to do it by myself. So I didn't understand him. I didn't understand why he is in a hospital, what's happening to him. So I went on to talk to doctors who was in the exam, and they said, we cannot let you pass. You failed. And then I asked, what kind of doctor you want to be? I said, I don't want to be a doctor. I'm doing this because I want to receive my parents' love, because I want to feel worthy. And at that moment, just when you do sick, like I was doing at that moment 8 years because I took 2 gap years. When they say you failed, the whole ground beneath you just disappears and just breaks, and you feel the squeezing in your body, and these feelings like, fuck, like this is heavy. I done so much. It's like when you do so much and then you fail, and it's heavy. Like you want to cry, you want to crawl, you want to, like, you feel destroyed. And I was like, shit, I failed. Like in my mind, I was like doing spiritual things. I was visualizing success. I was visualizing me as being doctor. I was visualizing the graduation party and how my parents going to be happy. I was doing that before the exam. And right now it's just completely gone. I failed. And I was like, those emotions, like they hurt a lot. And that's not the only thing that hurts, because I got out of the hospital. I met my study, my class. And the first question after that exam was, are you a doctor? And saying no. That shit hurts. You want to lie. You want to say yes, but you can't, because that's not truth. You say no. I failed. I am not a doctor. And you feel even more the tension inside you. You feel more, it's hard. So I took my clothes, got out of the hospital, hopped on my bike. I was riding home. My mom called. And at that moment, I was like, Mom, I failed. I don't blame you, but all I studied was for you to guys love me. And I'm sick of that. And I told my mom everything. I can't recall the conversation that we had, but this finally helped me see that I was doing something for appreciation, for external validation, for approval from others, from building my self-worth from the outside, from wanting to receive love for my accomplishments. And the universe, God, divine, what is behind the scenes of our life, it helped me see, hey, Arnolds, you are not going to pass with those reasons. If you want your parents' love, we can't let you pass because you will think that your parents love you and you will strengthen the belief that love comes through achievements. No, you're strong enough to face this. So we're not going to let you pass. You're going to fail and you're going to feel this tension, feel this painful feelings of failure, of facing your parents as a failure, as someone who didn't pass, someone who's not worthy, someone who's dumb, someone who is stupid enough to pass. I felt those feelings and it was fucking hard. And not only then, I came home, my past version of myself would just come home, take out a bottle of vodka and just drunk myself, just numb the pain. But what I did, I came home, I felt the pain in my chest, I felt the pain in my body, and I sat down with the AI and I spoke with AI. I spoke, hey, this is the story, speak with me, ask me questions. And I journaled and I wrote down questions and I understood myself more. And you know, the hardest part, I told a lot of people that, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor soon. I told my friends, I told everyone, my hairdresser, my parents. My hairdresser said, don't say hop before hip. Yep. And you know, after meeting those people, they ask, hey, how's your exam? I failed. Every time someone asked me, how was it? I failed. And it destroyed me every time I said that. It was so uncomfortable, so not deserving, like, so feeling like worthless, like failure. And this was a year long. Till this year. And in this year, so this is so in this year, I am focusing on my business. Like, I knew I'm not going to pursue medical doctor's career because I see a lot of doctors, like, I haven't met a lot of happy doctors, to be honest. I haven't met a lot of doctors who are really passionate about what they do. And I have met doctors who are doctors because to earn good money. And I don't blame them. Good money is good. I love money. Money gives you a lot. You can travel. You can buy cool things. But that's not it. I'm not going to do anything for money. No. If I have to sacrifice my soul, my time, my freedom for more money, I'd rather live peacefully with less money, but living true to my nature, living true to my values, giving, not sacrificing my well-being. I don't need more. That's also a good lesson to have. How much do you need? How much do you want? Because we are in this lifetime world where more and more, I want more. And those people who want more, they usually always want more. They have never enough. So, what is your enough? That's a good thing to really understand. What is your enough? Do you want to go to Hawaii once a year? Do you want to eat at restaurants once a week? You can count that money and you can say, this is the number that I want, that I need. No more, no less, and that's it. That's a good place to start. So, in this year, I faced so much internal fights of I'm not worthy, I failed. At the same time, I was building my business, I was working out, I was like really improving myself. I was making myself worthy from inside. And after that failure, I realized, oh shit, I wanted to build my worth from the external. And everything that is built from external, the validation, the everything, it's fake. If it can get taken away from you and you feel worthless, it's fake. It's the ego. It's the ego's boosts. And ego is the false self that the world, social media, parents, teachers have told you to be. That's not the true you. The namaste, that is the true you. I love it so much. I believe that is the only part within us that is true, that can actually feel the true love. And I'm getting there. I want to go faster too, because this is such a good and great, powerful story that I'm uncovering here. So, two things that I learned in this year. Worth doesn't come from external. Don't build your worth of external, because it's fake. You are worthy because of the divine being you are at nature. That's who you are. Everything else is just a superficial thing. And we live in a society that praises this. Oh, you're a doctor, then we're going to praise you. Or you have thousands of followers on Instagram, we're going to praise you. You have muscles, we're going to praise you. These are external things that should not be something to see you as worthy. That true worth comes from within, the divine. And beautiful things happen. If you truly tap in that divine in you, the external things happen for you. The money comes, the recognition comes, impact comes, your body comes. Like, if you truly value yourself inside, you're gonna eat good, you're gonna sleep good, you're not gonna put poison in your body. The true love, what is true love? The divine in you. In this true love, like, you cannot possibly harm yourself if you love yourself. If you understand and remember who you are, the true divine being, if you tap into that, from there, everything else follows. Everything external is a byproduct of tapping into your huge potential. The same potential, the creative power that created the universe, it is within you. So many people are chasing the external. They don't realize that they have it already inside them. You have it inside them. Please listen, believe, touch it, feel it, remember it. And everything you want in life, it's going to come to you. in mysterious ways. Like, I wanted parents' love. I wanted to feel worthy. This year, from the last year that I failed exam, facing the discomfort of admitting, and I even convinced myself that I don't need the diploma, that I don't want it. So here's another thing. Need nothing. Want everything. It's like when you need, you say, I am not fulfilled. I miss something. I am in not fulfilled and whole state. If you get that thing that you need, the state stays the same. But if you say, I don't need anything, I am whole the way I am, because that's the true nation, that's who you are, before the world convinced you otherwise. Like, I'm preaching this to you because I believe it. I have met tons of people who believed it, who achieved greatest things. If you don't need anything, but you want everything, you come from the place of abundance. And if I was God, I looked down at people and I looked at little Johnny. Little Johnny is always, I don't have this toy. I want a red car. I don't have a red car. And I was like, okay, Johnny, I'm going to give you a red car. Little Johnny has a red car and he plays with the red car. And he's like, yes, I'm playing, but I want a yellow car. So you asked me to give you a red car. You played it. And right now you want a yellow car. Like, if you don't appreciate what you have, like, why would I give you yellow car? You would ask me for a purple car. You would ask me more and more. But I already gave you. Why are you not appreciating what you have? Each of us is that little Johnny. If we can wake up, take a breath, open our eyes, we are blessed human beings. I love this proverb. I saw a man who had no... I cursed the fact I had no shoes until I saw a man who have no feet. If you have food in your belly and a roof over your head, you're a blessed human being. Everything else is just extra. And I do believe that. How to develop this? Be fucking grateful. Open your eyes. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here, to take a breath, to talk, to feel, to live in a peaceful state, to have family, have friends, have someone to talk to. Like, count your blessings. That's the ultimate, one of the fundamental things. And I'm grateful, like, every day. Every day I go out and I feel grateful for the trees, the sky, the sun, the air, myself, my physical body, my friend, everyone. Count your blessings. That's how you become this state of abundance and actually achieve the external things that you actually want. We have to lose attachment to the external, tap into the divine force, and trust they're coming. This whole story is the proof of that. So, the first one, the worth. The second big one. This is, I think, one of the biggest ones. And the biggest shift in this process. It's the Mighty Kun. Love has to be achieved. I need to do something to receive love. So what happened? A month ago, I think, yeah, 1 month and a half ago, I went to USA to meet my value-based family, non-blood family. Love the community. I didn't know that before. When I faced depression, people broke me, and when people break you, you kind of, well, I'm gonna go away from people, and I did that too, and I didn't know that also people will be the ones who heal you. And that's what happened with me in Austin, Texas last month. I went there, I saw people, and I shared my story. I shared the medicine, the parents, and everything. And we were talking, and it all came down of the self-love. They asked me, why do you need love from the outside? The true love is from the inside. And we spoke, and we had this beautiful thing that we can go in front of the people and talk. And there are like 10 plus people in the room, and you go out there and you just feel like you are all connected, not judging, like connected, and just you feel good, you feel aligned. It's not like how you go into university or in high school in front of the class and present something, you're nervous. Like back there, it was like you're my brothers and sisters that I just saw for the first time in my life, but I feel like I love you guys. And when I was up front, it all came down to a point where everyone just came up to me and they hugged me and they said, Arnolds, you are loved, you are worthy. And they gave me so much love. And I was like, shit, like this is amazing. Like can't remember the last time I felt so big of a love from people. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that the people gonna heal me. And it made me realize that I am loved. And if no one has told you you are loved, doesn't matter if the love come from people or someone else, or doesn't come from people, you are loved because of who you are. And that's the most important thing. If you can get this, everything is yours. And I felt this love from people, love within me. And I came back and I was like, this is true love. I don't need anything else. And we spoke about doing the exam, and I knew that I'm gonna do it, but I was like, I don't need it. I don't want to be valued as. I don't want to be seen as doctor. I don't feel like a doctor. I don't want to. But I'm gonna do it. Like I done 8 years of studying, and then okay. And people told me like, go, just do it, and just that's it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my part. Not gonna put in a lot of effort. I'm gonna wing it. So we come to this point of May, at the end of the May 21st. It's the exam date. I think it was May 18. So the first part is the theory. 5 questions, 5 different pediatrics, surgery, internal diseases, neurology, and one more. Pediatrics. So I get this and I was like, shit. I didn't study. I am going to fail this. Okay, I'm here. I'm just going to write what I can, what I do remember. And I got this hematology case. And I did internship in hematology, so I knew the sickness and I knew what's going on with that guy. And I was like writing it, and I got 7 out of 10 points from that, and that was a key that made me pass. So I wrote down my answers, and I was like, shit, I failed. And the next day, I go and see my parents, and I go with this thought, I'm gonna ask my parents, are they gonna love me if I fail? Because I did feel like I failed. I went there. I couldn't ask this question to mom and dad, so I asked to mom when I left. I said, Mom, are you gonna love me if I fail? She said, yeah, I'm gonna love you either way. If you fail, if you pass, I'm gonna love you either way. And this is the biggest moment for me. At that moment, when she said that, I was like, I don't even need your love. I am good either way. I don't need. I am grateful. I love my mom. I'm grateful for the love my parents bring. But I don't need your love. Because I am already loved. I am abundant. I am whole. I am full. And nothing from the outside can ever change that. Even my parents' love. Even my mom's love. And that moment, it shifted. It clicked within me. Like all the universe just made sense. And I felt this complete detachment from the love. I was like, I don't need your love. I appreciate it. I feel grateful, but I don't need. And it reminds me, beautiful stories comes up. John Steinbeck, he wrote a book called East of Eden. It's about how parents give their trauma to children and children repeat their parents' trauma. I'm reading Ryan's Holiday's book, and the word is mentioned there. And the book is based on the story from the Bible, the Abel and Cain. Abel was the good child who did good things, and he received love from his dad, God, or Adam. I think it was Adam. I'm not like really good at recalling Bible, but I have read a couple of things. So Abel and Cain, the biblical creatures, they're two brothers. Abel is the good one. He receives the love from dad, parents, and everyone. Cain don't. Cain can do everything, but he doesn't receive the love, doesn't receive the respect. So he is angry. He is jealous that he doesn't have the same attention as Abel. He's jealous at Abel, but at the same time, Cain does bad things. He wants to prove himself. He wants the external things more than he understands him inside. Why do I share this with you? Because I was Cain and I was Abel. I was minding my own business, doing my own thing, and I received love without wanting to receive love. I got that. Then life changed and something happened within me that I became Cain. I started to do things to receive approval from others, to receive external validation, to receive love from my parents. And at that moment, when my mom told me, I love you either way, and that switch that happened to me, it feels like I set myself free of those two characters. I am no longer Cain. I no longer seek love from the external. I don't longer need and desire. I feel grateful, but I don't need because I'm whole. And big shift. I think it was the biggest shift of my life in 29 years. And then what happened? I came home. The next day, I received an invite to the last part of the exam. I was like, I did pass? No way. What must be a mistake? And I was checking everything, seeing maybe it's a mistake. And then, okay, they invited me. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna wing it. Of course, I did. On the day before exam, I was with a girl. We had a date. We did play disc golf, and it was fun. And we came home, and then we had the argument, and she left, and I never saw her again. And I was like in pain. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna study. I knew a hospital, and I knew a profile of a person that I'm gonna see, and it was the same as last year, the internal diseases. And I had a feeling that it's going to be around pulmonology, something about the heart too. So I did go over the things that I have learned in the past. So slept well, have no expectations about what's going to happen, and I am completely detached from this feeling I want to pass to increase my self-worth, and I want to pass to receive my parents' love. I already don't need my parents' love, and I'm worthy, and I'm loved the way I am. Complete detachment from the outcome, from the result, from external thing. I don't need external validation. I validate myself. Who is the I who validates myself? I do believe that it's divine, eternal being that is you, the consciousness. Good book to read is Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Love it. It explains better than I can. So, I go down to the hospital, and in this day, it's step by step, second by second, leads to outcome. I would be 5 seconds different. Everything would be different. I wouldn't be here talking to you. Why? I dressed up. So, the day on the exam. I don't quite remember the details, but got up, ate breakfast, freshen up, go down, take my bike, ride to the hospital. Go to the hospital, see people with black, white coats. I wear mine. We are gathered in this big room, this hall, this auditorium, where I say, go first. I go and sit down, exact spot. Then the teacher comes, the doctor comes, she says the speech. Then we stand up. We have to go to our tables. Where are these tickets? I go down. I talk to someone. I talk to someone else. I saw someone familiar too. I talk to this other person. And then I ask, which is my table? I go, because there are like many tables, like 4 different tables with different notes. And I go to mine. I say, girl, you can go first. And then I go. And I have my identification card, and I show it to the lady there. And she said, pick a ticket. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pick this one. I didn't think. I picked one. And I read it. It's a Russian last name. It's like, fuck. He's going to speak Russian. I don't speak Russian. A lot of people in Latvia who call themselves Latvians, they speak only Russian, but that's a different story. But anyways, I thought it was like, oh shit, he's going to be Russian. I'm going to fail the exam. But who cares? Like, I don't care. So I met a doctor who was helping us find the patient. I showed the ticket to the doctor, and the doctor, young lady, she said, "You're lucky. This is the easiest case." I was like, what? Cannot be. And the lady says, "Oh, he has that kind of a disease, and that's it." I was like, what's happening? And she says, like, this is the best case that ever. Like, this guy don't have anything, only this one little problem. You're lucky. I was like, what? No, I can't believe. Like, it's a Russian guy. He's gonna, with this belief that this can happen, I go to see that patient, and I talk to him. I don't want to share any details because I feel like this is like a confidential thing, right? But I talked to him, nice guy, and he gives me everything. He says, I am this, I do this, I drink this, didn't use any medications, didn't have any like diseases, like not even diabetes, not even any other like heart disease, kidney disease, urinary diseases, none. Healthy human being. And I was like, okay, I have a pen and a paper to write on my notes. I was like, okay, he does this for 10 years. He does this for 6 years. Okay, how do you feel? Good. Okay, I think I got everything. I was done with him for 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. And I was like, no way, it can't be that easy. I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to that room. So we have this protocol that we have to fill and with notes. And I'm like filling this document out. Like there's a diagnosis, there's a, extra diseases, like side diseases, like what kind of treatment he has, what kind of examinations that we need to do or he has done. And I was like, I wrote it all down. Like there are a couple of things that I needed to write down. I was like, that's it. And I'm still in this belief that no, it can't be reality. And then the other students comes back from their patients and they have like page like this from both sides filled with information, with notes. And I was like sitting there like, oh shit, you have a lot. I have 2 sentences in that A4 page. And I'm sitting there. I have my protocol all filled up of couple things that are there. Like if person is healthy, like you don't need to put any other disease in. Like it's what the patient is, right? And I was like sitting there like staring at the ceiling like shit, like this is really happening. Like I don't believe, like I still can't believe. And when I was sitting there I was like, no way, no, this is impossible, like this is not happening, like no way, like I can't believe it, like seriously. So I was sitting there like Then I was talking to doctors, then I was like sitting around looking at the sky. And then the time came to go and talk to the doctors to present the case. And And I was like, okay, I'm going to go first. Because I was done and I was like polishing like commas and points and just polishing it up. I went there and presented my case. I got asked questions like, what is this disease? What are the stages of that disease? Like, what is the heaviness levels of that disease? How do you know which treatment to use? Like, what scale do you use? Like, these kinds of questions. And I was sitting there and I was like, answering those. A big part, like, I'm not dumb. Like, I studied for 8 years. The information you study for 8 years, it stays with you. And also the 2 hours of the day before the repetition, I read what I needed to read. Like basically last evening, I went over exactly what I needed in that exam. And there are hundreds of diseases, possibilities. But what I did go over was exactly what I needed in that exam. Crazy? So I got asked questions. After 30 minutes of talking, I was like thinking, please stop asking me questions. Please let me go. And they finally did let me go. And they invited me back in and said, you passed. You have passed. And I was like, no way. Shit. Do you have any last comments? And I said, like, I was thinking about not being here. I was questioning myself, should I be here? And then I went back to room to get my stuff, hopped on my bike, I rode home, and still can't believe. And the hardest part here is that I passed. And it was like, shit, 9 years of studying. So the 8 years of studying and the one gap year that I had to, like, if you don't pass exam, you have to wait a year. And who do I call? Who do I want to share these news with? My parents? They give me so much bullshit. And every time I failed, they looked at me as I felt like a failure. I felt like not worthy. I felt like not worthy, like worthless. I felt like they don't believe that I can achieve it. They have lost hope in me. And I didn't feel happy telling them this. I didn't want to tell them. And I was waiting for weeks to tell them, to know how to tell them. I didn't want them to love me because I have diploma. I didn't want them to see me more worthy because of the diploma. Because I already am worthy before the exam. And a phrase of Bible comes in when someone asked to Jesus, who are you? And he said, I am. Before Abraham, I am. And this phrase just sticks to me right now because I am worthy because before the exam and before the diploma, I am worthy. And it was hard to tell my parents, how fucked up this is. Someone can see me as, oh, he has everything. Oh, he has a beautiful body. He has like a car and business and he's like doing good. Like I face bullshit. I face shit. I don't run from it. It was hard to tell my parents that I passed exam. I didn't know how to tell them. How fucked up is that? I did. And they were happy. They were proud. They didn't say, I love you because of that. That was cool. That I feel grateful for. I told pretty much no one that I have passed. Then my value based family from all over the world, I started telling them, and because I know that they are proud of me. Because some people might feel jealous, and I know those people, they don't feel jealous of me. They want me to succeed. They support me with all my heart, with all their hearts and love. It was a pleasure sharing with them. And I felt happy because they felt happy for me too. So all this story comes down to, it's not about how much effort you put in. Like the last year to pass the exam, I studied hard. I went to library. I did my studying home, everything. But with the wrong reasons, the universe helped me see what I needed to see. And the visualization of standing in this I don't know the name in English, in graduation clothes. I visualized I wanted love from my parents. I wanted to be worthy. And that's exactly what I got. In a way different way how I expected it. And as hard as it is to admit it, but I am grateful for experiencing this 1 year of pain, of feeling not worthy, of feeling like I don't deserve, like that I'm a failure because of that exam, and then achieving it. Like I didn't even know how much I needed that. I detached from the worth that the diploma could magically give me. I detached from that, and I convinced myself that I don't feel like something is unfinished. But when I passed, when I did it, it truly felt like some kind of a rock from my heart fell down, like a door suddenly closed, that was open, that was like a snail, like this blood sucking animal was sucking out energy from me that I wasn't aware of, till I finally passed. And it happened 1 month ago. Less than that. So I want to check the close. So don't ever do something for external validation. If you can take one thing from me, from this podcast, is that you are worthy, you are loved. The outside world might not reflect that right now to you. And why it doesn't reflect? Because you need to learn this. And once you do learn this, the whole universe just bends itself and shows that to you. Like the medical doctor degree is one of the hardest educations in the whole world. And the university that I graduated, RSU, is one of the world's top universities, specifically to the medical part. It's worthy. But I became worthy, and that followed me. And here's the more, even bigger, craziest part. Like everything is connected. Every single thing you do and every single person, everything works together. Imagine that guy, that patient that I came to see, he was born somewhere. He is a son of someone. He got influenced by some people, by society, that led him down his path of life and ended up one of the occasions that he needed to do, his soul purpose, his path crossed with mine. He was destined to get sick on that day so the ambulance can take that guy and bring him to the hospital where I am going to take the exam, and him being the one that I'm gonna talk to, and he's gonna be my exam. If you feel not worthy or not needed, you are. You don't know how big you can be to someone. And this guy, he doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know how big difference he made. But I know. And right now you know too. And I'm sending him my grace, sending him my gratitude for him being exactly what he is. It reminds me of the Bible when the Last Supper, Jesus was with 12 disciples. I think it was 12, right? And there's this Judas Iscariot who, like, the whole story is like Jesus got put on the cross because he was preaching, he was healing on a day that on Sunday you can't work. So Jesus was healing and he was breaking the rule of not working. The religious people say you are breaking rules, you have to be put on the cross. But Jesus came and said, hey, there are like exceptions. Like we are doing God's work here. If you see someone sick on the day that you can't work, are you not going to help him? The religious people, who thought themselves as being close to God, they said, God says don't work, you can't heal people. Why am I sharing this? Because the Last Supper, the day before Jesus got crossed to the cross, he knew that someone from his disciples are going to go and tell the Pharisees, the religious people, where Jesus is found. So the Pharisees can take Jesus and put him on a cross. So that Jesus's, one of his best friends, he will snitch Jesus. He will snitch his friend. What did Jesus do? Jesus knew about the mission that we all are in. He knew his mission. He knew that he is supposed to die on the cross. That this is the God's plan. I can't even imagine how it is for him to feel like I'm going to put on the cross and that's what I want because that's what God wants. And I talk about Jesus 2,000 years later. God's plan. Like if he wasn't put on the cross, we probably wouldn't talk about him. He was fulfilling a mission higher than himself. I do believe we each have that mission inside of us. But our fears and I don't feel good enough, I don't feel ready, is holding us back. In the Last Supper, the day before he got pinned on the cross, he talked to the person, to Judas, who's gonna snitch him. And he said, do what you have to do. I love you. That's powerful. Why I'm sharing this? Because that person who was in with me in that exam, he has a rough life. I'm feeling responsible for fulfilling my purpose for him because he made such a big difference in my life and he doesn't even know it. He was doing his work. I don't know if he understands it or believes it. I do believe it was all plan of a big, big masterpiece. It's crazy to think how second after second, person, exact time happened for this occasion. And why I'm so amazed by this, because that ticket was the easiest, simplest in the whole tickets. This is the story that I want to share with you. It still makes me, you see me, amazed, powerful. I feel within me the divine. And I hope this story, it's real. Reflect on it. Hope it inspires you to go after the truth, the meaning, not the byproducts, not the external. You are loved. You are worthy. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is the Impact Power with Arnolds. And follow me on Instagram, arnolds.krauklis. And if you want to have further discussions with me, DM me Impact Power, the keyword, and I will personally reach out to you and we can have a chat. And have a great rest of the day or evening, or doesn't matter where you are. I hope this was super valuable for me, and thank you so much for giving me the chance to share this with you. So much gratitude to you, and you're loved. I love you.